and welcome to Let's Talk Aging. I'm Gwyneth Johnson with Second Wind Dreams. We are an organization dedicated to changing the perception of aging. And through this interview series, we are talking with individuals and organizations who are dedicated to that very same thing. Today, we are very lucky to have with us Dr. Yang from Georgia State University. He is with the College of Education and Human Development. But beyond that, he works in biomechanics and kinesiology. Welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Thank you for the very nice introduction. So yeah, I'm from College of Education at Georgia State University. My department is kinesiology and health. And yeah, I'm a biomechanist by training.
Excellent. Could you explain to our audience what kinesiology and biomechanics are?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got this question very often. Okay. But yeah, before that, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to share my profession and the research work with the Second Wind Dreams and the audience. It's my honor to share my work. As you mentioned, yeah, I'm an associate professor in the Department of Kinesiology and Health. So kinesiology is the study of human motion and how it impacts our health and well-being. Okay? So it's a very broad umbrella concept, and it includes so many different branches, such as exercise physiology, anatomy, sports psychology, motor learning and motor control, pedagogy, athletic training, and more. So biomechanics is only like one sub area of kinesiology.
Wow.
So yeah, as for the biomechanics is the analysis of human body movement, okay, from both the structural and the functional perspectives by using mechanics as the tool. Okay. Biomechanics treat the human body as an organic machine. Okay. And overall, biomechanics can be used for sports performance improvement, risk of injury reduction, and rehabilitation, and so on. Yeah.
That's fascinating. How do you relate this to older adults?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So accompanying with the aging process is the decline in some physical and cognitive functions. Okay? So for example, we may experience muscle weakness, or impaired balance, or reduced mobility or sensation loss, okay, sometimes mental disorders. So as we age, we will experience those symptoms, okay? And all these factors, okay, are closely related to the health and well-being of old adults, okay? And they are also the element of kinesiology, okay? So that's why we make the connections between my background or my profession and aging process. Okay, for example, the muscle weakness and the balance deficits, okay, they may lead to like the reduced gait speed or increased fall risk. Okay. So from this perspective, the kinesiology and biomechanics can be used or can provide us with some helpful information, okay, to delay or to reverse the function declines and also preserve and maintain the quality of life, okay, for not only old adults, okay, even for people with some movement disorder, okay, so that we can stay independently as long as possible and facilitate the concept of aging in place or the growing older at home. That's, I think, the two very hot topics nowadays.
Absolutely. When I talk to caregivers or older adults, everyone wants to be self-sufficient, as independent as possible, part of a community.
Right, yes.
So I did a little research in preparation, and I see that you have a bachelor's degree in refrigeration and cryogenics engineering.
Right, yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. How did you get from that? And And what is that?
Yes.
Aging.
Yes, so this is yeah, excellent question. Okay. And also it has been asked so many times okay, previously. Yeah, as you said, I received my bachelor's degree in refrigeration and cryogenic engineering. Okay. So in other words, my major was to design and manufacture like air conditioning or fridges. Okay. When designing these machines, okay, we must always consider the end users, okay, which is the human. Right? So therefore, I was exposed to ergonomics and pursued my PhD degrees okay, in ergonomics or human factors. Okay? So then after that, I was invited to complete my postdoc training in a physical therapy program. Okay? So then the primary research focus of my postdoc training okay, was for prevention in older adults. So during my postdoc training, I just combined my academic training and the research project. Okay? Since then, I have centered my research portfolio okay, for prevention for different populations, including healthy aging individuals and those who experience movement disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, or Parkinson's disease. Okay? So I feel like my engineering background okay, has helped me develop like research ideas and fulfill my research purposes.
Excellent.
Thanks.
I'm just, I don't know, it blew my mind and wanted to share that piece definitely with our audience. Are you currently doing any research that touches aging?
Yeah, of course. So as I explained before, my research focus is for prevention. Okay? So according to the World Health Organization, so falls are the one of the leading causes of unintentional injuries and deaths in older adults okay, across the globe. Okay? So approximately 1 in 3 older adults okay, fall at least once every year. Okay? So falls are associated with the costly consequences, okay, such as the economic burden and the deconditioning and the restrictions on daily activities. So eventually all things will make the quality of life okay, decline. So our research team okay, is trying to identify the biomechanical and the neuromuscular mechanisms okay, accounting for the high risk of falling in old adults. Okay? So once we have a good understanding of the underlying mechanism of falls, then we can develop the effective interventions, okay, which can be applied to the community and to reduce the risk of falls okay, for different populations, including older adults. Okay? So currently, we are trying like 2 very unique fall prevention interventions. Okay? One is called vibration training. We briefly mentioned it at the beginning. So this training is delivered on a vibration platform. Okay, so and it's very safe and easy. So during the training is basically they only needed to stand on the platform without doing any extra physical activities. Okay. So the platform will create a very intense mechanical stimulation, and then that stimulation will be transmitted to the human body. Okay. So then the body will respond to the mechanical stimulation. After like a few weeks of training, so we have seen the muscle strength is increased, the balance is improved, and the gait speed is increased. Right? So all those things are related to falls. If we can improve those factors, then the risk of falls would be reduced. So in our research work, yeah, we have seen like very encouraging results with the vibration training. We have applied the vibration training to older adults, people with the multiple sclerosis, and we also applied to people with obesity. Okay. So our second training paradigm is called the perturbation training. Okay. So perturbation training basically So the theory behind the perturbation training is that just like when we were young, right, when we were toddlers, we were trying to learn how to walk or how to run, okay? But then we fall like so many times, okay? But after falling so many times, then our brain will develop some skills which can prevent us from falling again, okay? So we were thinking, as we age or due to some neurological disease, so these motor skills could be compromised. Okay? But if we can make a safe environment in which we force people to fall, of course, they will not fall onto the ground. We will have the harness to protect them. It's just that they can experience like the repeated falls after either sleep or trip perturbations. Okay? So this is a very unique paradigm. Okay? The good things with these training paradigms is we don't need to tell the trainees, you need to do this or you need to do that. So all the things will happen automatically. Okay? It will happen inside of the brain because our brain has the capacity to learn like a new motor skills because of the neuroplasticity. Okay? So due to particular for the people with Alzheimer's or some other neurological disease, so the cognitive impairment is a bigger issue for this population, right? So for the perturbation training, since we don't need to explicitly tell them what to do, okay? So all the things will happen automatically. So that's why we were thinking probably the perturbation training could be another promising intervention to reduce their fall risk for people with Alzheimer's or MS or Parkinson's disease. Okay? Yeah, we have tried this one in older adults. We have seen a very good results. Now we are trying to transfer this paradigm to people with Alzheimer's disease.
Excellent. Is there an opportunity for people to get involved with your research?
Yeah, thank you for this excellent question. Okay, so we currently have two funded projects to examine how the perturbation training can reduce falls in people with Alzheimer's disease. Okay, so one is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association, and the other by the National Institutes of Health, or NIH. We know Alzheimer's can increase the fall risk in older adults who already experience a very high fall risk. Okay? So the traditional exercise-based training may not be suitable, okay, for some individuals with, let's say, Alzheimer's due to the cognitive deficits. Okay? But like I said before, the perturbation training, okay, is a very unique training paradigm. It does not require any explicit instruction or guidance to our trainees. We call it implicit training. It's all the things will happen in the background. So that's why we think the perturbation training could be a good interventions for people with Alzheimer's disease. Okay? And also another good thing with the perturbation training is, so the whatever motor skills or the fall resistance skills we learned from perturbation training can retain for at least 6 months. Now we are trying to see if it can even retain for a longer period of time. So this will make like the perturbation training just like a vaccine, right? So if the training effect can last, let's say 6 months, so then we only need to do the training once every 6 months. Is just like vaccine. Just one shot is good for 6 months. Okay, so yeah, that's why we are very excited, okay, about these two projects, and currently we are recruiting participants, okay, for both projects. So if someone you know who is interested in our studies or wants to more information about our studies, just please feel free to contact us.
Absolutely, and we will share the contact information
yes.
at the end of this. That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
The human body, the fact that something we do once could last 6 months.
Yeah. So in the healthy older adults, okay, we have seen the training effect can last for 12 months. Imagine, yeah, so like you only needed to train like once. So each training session is about 30 minutes. Yeah, so 30 minutes will make the full resistance skills last for 12 months. Okay? Even you live in the up north, you have very long winter. So this change, yeah, still will make you reduce your fall risk.
Fantastic. Are there any resources beyond the research that you're doing that you'd like to share with our audience?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have other beyond our research work, we can also we are willing to come out to different groups or senior living center or whatever units. We can do a fall prevention education presentation. Even we can do a brief balance test, or we can do a small bone density scan. All these things we can do some service to the community. Yeah.
Excellent. This is my favorite question of all the interviews that I do. How do you, as an individual, change the perception of aging?
Okay, yeah, this excellent question, and also is I think the most challenging question. I understand that the second wind dreamscape promotes the changing the perception of the aging process. So I would like to make the connections between this idea and my background, which is kinesiology. Okay? So the aging process involves so many process, okay, which includes the physiological, neuromuscular, mental, and biomechanical changes to the human body. Okay? So it has been well known that some changes are not inevitable, but modifiable. Okay? So kinesiology could provide insight into how these changes can be delayed or even reversed. Okay? So for example, right, exercise has proven beneficial for older adults, physical and mental functions. So therefore, there is something that we can do to counteract or slow down the aging process. Also, I would encourage all older adults to take appropriate proactive actions to protect them from falling and injuries. It's never too late. It's never too late to do something right.
Absolutely. And that's the most hopeful message.
Thanks.
And so much of what we can do physically can be really fun as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you.
Thank you. And also, just related back to your previous question, you asked about the resources. We can provide something, but I think only what we can provide is not enough. Okay, but I would like to share some other resources, okay, which can be found in different the organizations' website. For example, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, on their website, they have very extensive information about the fall prevention. The Administration for Community Living, the National Council on Aging, the National Institute on Aging, and the Georgia Department of Human Services. So all the organizations they have some portion of their agenda just for the fall prevention.
Excellent. I'll make sure that we include that in the credits too, so that they can access those links easily.
Yeah, I can also share with you all the links.
Very good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I want to get back together when you've had some more of the research done and talk about your results. It would be fascinating.
Yeah, so I will be delighted to do that. So currently we are recruiting participants. Yeah, we are very excited to see how our training program can reduce the fall risk. Okay, once we have some even pilot results, okay, I would be very happy to share that with your organization and anyone else.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
It's been our pleasure. Absolutely. I love the hopeful news.
Thanks.
And thank you all for joining us on Let's Talk Aging today. As you have time, please check out our website, www.secondwind.org. It is our 25th anniversary year, and we are doing live events in our office every month this year. And we will also have a fundraiser race at the end of the year, walk or run, or wheel, or I hula hooped during last year's. So we look forward to engaging with you, and let us know how we can help. Thank you.